Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about the mind of Demis Hassabis, the CEO of Google DeepMind. He's one of those people who is, without a doubt, one of the most influential figures shaping the future for all of us.
You know, this one quote really says it all. This captures the absolutely massive scale of his ambition. We're not just talking about better chatbots or making fun images. No, he's using AI to try and answer the biggest questions we have about the universe itself.
So who is this guy really? And what is this future he's trying to build? Well, Demis Hassabis is a pretty fascinating character. I mean, he was a childhood chess prodigy, then a cognitive neuroscientist, and now he's the person leading Google's entire AI division.
Here's one of his core ideas. He argues that the most profound changes from AI won't even be the things we see and interact with every day. Instead, there'll be these kind of hidden tools, quietly working in the background, revolutionizing science, from designing life-saving drugs to figuring out how to control nuclear fusion.
And to really get what he's talking about, we have to start with what is seriously one of the greatest scientific achievements of this century, AlphaFold. For 50 years, think about that, half a century, this problem was called the Fermat's last theorem of biology. You see, proteins are basically the little machines that make life work, and their 3D shape decides what they do. Cracking this code was absolutely crucial for understanding diseases and inventing new medicines. So after decades of just painfully slow progress, the AlphaFold system delivered this incredible breakthrough. But honestly, the technical achievement itself wasn't even the end of the story. What the team did next, that's what would go on to change science forever.
So this quote comes from a super important meeting. The original plan was, to let scientists ask for protein structures one by one. But Hassabis had this bigger, wilder idea. He realized AlphaFold was so fast, they could just predict everything. Not just a few proteins, all of them. Every single one known to science.
And that is exactly what they did. They predicted the structures of 200 million proteins and just released the data to the entire world for free. This one act is now speeding up research into everything you can imagine, from new cancer treatments to crops that can survive climate change to fighting malaria.
Okay, so solving a known problem is incredible, but what if AI could do more? What if it could be genuinely creative? This question brings us to the ancient game of Go. Go is a game of just mind-boggling complexity. The kind of brute force computation that beat the chess champion Garry Kasparov, totally useless here. Go needs intuition, pattern recognition. It's almost like it has an artistic feel to it.
And then in 2016, during this high-stakes match against the world champion Lee Sedol, DeepMind's AlphaGo made a move. They call it Move 37. And it was so unexpected, so alien, but so beautiful that experts saw it as a clear sign of real machine creativity. It was a move no human would have ever thought of.
And this is the point. Right here, this is so important. Deep Blue, the chess AI, was basically just executing human knowledge that programmers had coded into it. But AlphaGo, it was generating new knowledge. It wasn't just solving a problem, it was inventing entirely new ways to play the game. Then came the next evolution, AlphaZero, which took this whole idea even further. It learned to master Go, chess, and other games with zero human data. Just the rules, that's it. By playing against itself millions of times, it went from a complete beginner to a superhuman player in a few hours. It proved a system could discover knowledge all on its own. But all of this incredible progress, well, it has a flip side. When ChatGPT was released to the public, it kicked off what Hassabis calls a ferocious commercial pressure race. And it forced this powerful technology out of the lab and into the public eye, maybe a little faster than he would have liked. Yeah, his ideal path was a bit more careful, a bit more scientific. He wanted to use specialized AI like AlphaFold to go solve huge problems like curing cancer or creating clean energy before just releasing these general systems out into the world. But, the race was on.
Hassabis says this all boils down to two big picture worries. First, the obvious one, bad actors using AI for malicious stuff. And second, the more sci-fi problem, what if the tech itself becomes so capable and autonomous that it just becomes uncontrollable?
But even with these risks, the ultimate goal for Hassabis and DeepMind is still the same, creating artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And what that means is a system that isn't just good at one thing, but one that can learn and reason and problem solve across a huge range of tasks, a lot like a human can.
Hassabis, who's been a sci-fi fan his whole life, really believes that AGI is the key to solving our biggest, grandest challenges. He pictures it enabling this future of just incredible human flourishing, from finally curing all diseases to designing brand new materials, and maybe even helping us travel to the stars.
But this whole journey, this quest, it all leads to a question that Hassabis has spent his life thinking about. As AI becomes capable of solving our problems and making our discoveries and even creating our art, what's left that makes us uniquely human? That's the big question we're all going to have to answer.